Each Breath, last updated August 30th, 2023, Dorothy shares her personal story how she started smoking at a very young age. Smoking was a very common habit in her household, which led her brothers and sisters to start to smoke, which eventually led Dorothy to smoke as well. This is heartbreaking to hear, as this behavior, which is so harmful, becomes so normalized in her household. Lung.org, last updated November 12, 2024, explains children as adolescents who smoke cigarettes during their youth face serious health issues, such as a decline in physical fitness and possible impacts on lung development and functions. This is a starting point of a smoking addiction that can lead throughout adulthood and beyond. By the age of 18, 87% of adolescents who regularly smokes had their first cigarette, and by the age of 21, 95% had. Today I'll give you 3 reasons why you should never smoke. First, I'll tell you about the physical effects of smoking. Second, I'll tell you about the psychological effects of smoking. And third, I'll tell you about the environmental effects of smoking. Let me start off about the physical effects of smoking. Smoking can cause horrific physical damage to your body, such as the lungs. Smoking is the leading cause of COPD, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, with the risk increasing the longer and more frequently you smoke, as the damage to small airways, making it harder to breathe and to deliver oxygen. According to Cancer.org, last revised November 19, 2024, smoking slowly damages the airways and lungs, starting early on and worsening over time. It can take years before severe symptoms to appear and lead a lung disease diagnosis. Smoking can also affect the heart and blood vessels. Smoking raises the risk of heart attacks and strokes by increasing blood pressure, making blood more prone to clotting, and lowering good cholesterol levels. According to the source, smokeless tobacco is linked to a higher risk of dying from coronary heart disease and strokes. Lastly, smoking can also affect your health. Using tobacco products hurt almost every organ in the body and can mess with the health in different kinds of ways. These health concerns include the risk of gum disease and tooth loss, low immune systems, and even the slow healing of wounds. Now that I told you about the physical effects of smoking, let me tell you about the mental effects. Smoking will change you as a person. In a Science Direct article published in August 2019, it states that smokers are most likely to experience memory issues, trouble focusing, and slower thinking. These problems can make everyday tasks like remembering things or making decisions harder. These cognitive issues can worsen as time passes, affecting overall brain functions. Smoking can change personality and emotional stability. For example, smokers can become more moody. These changes can make relationships and personal interactions more difficult. Smoking can also lead to bad decisions and cause strain in personal relationships. Smoking can worsen existing mental conditions such as anxiety and depression. Science Direct highlights how smokers are most likely to develop or experience worse symptoms of anxiety and depression. An example being nicotine addiction and withdrawal, which can increase in feelings of sadness and anxiety. But lastly, with time, smoking-related mental health issues can become harder to manage and cause everlasting emotional damage. Now that I told you about the psychological effects of smoking, let me tell you about the environmental effects of smoking. Smoking destroys everything within its environment. Smoking can affect those who cannot say no. MyCleveland.org, last reviewed on January 18, 2024, states that people around secondhand smoke who are most likely at risk are children and animals, as they usually have little say in leaving areas. The source also states that secondhand smoke can also cause issues like increased wheezing and sudden infant death syndrome. Smoking can also cause third-hand smoke, which is that smoking that in MyCleveland that secondhand smoke can stay within a room for 5 hours. The same source states that people within apartment buildings can get hit with these chemicals simply through the smoke in the air or passing through ventilation. Smoking and vaping don't just harm your health and those around you, but they can harm the planet as well. Cigarette butts and tobacco farming pollutes and destroys ecosystems. Based on Truth Initiative's report in April 2023, cigarette butts is the most littered item globally it pollutes land, air, and water almost every year. Additionally, tobacco farming contributes to deforestation as they take up more space to grow tobacco crops. This problem not only harms the environment, but it is also a concern for humans and wildlife. Today, I told you the reasons why you should never smoke. First, I told you about the physical effects of smoking. Second, I told you about the psychological effects of smoking. Finally, I told you about the environmental effects of smoking. As you can see, smoking can destroy almost everything. It can destroy the world, others, and you love, especially yourself. Dorothy's story should not be something that continues in our future, as if you have already started and wanted to quit, resources like Quitline can help you. You can call them at 1-37848 for support and trained counselors who will guide you from every step of the way. Quitting is hard, but every step counts, and choosing not to smoke will help you and the planet. Thank you.